and welcome to another episode of Super Cast Brothers. It's the Smash podcast that we're on. Yeah, we do the thing. Make characters, talk about characters. We lead
From the
sad, lonely lives.
Smashtopia, but no, we don't because we have each other.
God no.
Miss, I'm so excited for this new episode.
Sit and spin, motherfucker. Sit and spin.
We're also gonna talk about the one Slippy got.
Okay. If you're gonna be doing that, it needs to at least be understandable. All I heard was Misa. I didn't hear anything else after that. Dear God. Do you all see or hear, which is more likely for all of you, what I have to deal with? Oh my God.
I know the audio listeners don't have context. It's just we keep getting back to that. Oh my God.
He's wearing a Jar Jar Binks t-shirt. And I don't dislike the character of Jar Jar Binks.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to hear his vocal patterns loud in my ears.
Oh my God. I figured this is a good episode to debut it on. It's one galactic hero to another.
I'm pretty sure you've
both
done
amphibious.
It before, actually.
The voice, probably.
Yeah.
We've done over 100 of these things.
It's not a debut at all.
No, just of the shirt. Makes me feel powerful.
Which nobody sees except for me. Because we have no video watchers. Hi, if you're a video watcher. Leave a comment proving us wrong.
Eric's mom, thank you so much.
I thought Eric's mom was the audio version.
Probably so. This is your cue, Eric's mom.
Sure, yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure Eric will tell us. Alright, so as John was alluding to, we are going to be talking about a green, amphibious, kind of silly character. Yes, I do in fact mean Frogger from the hit game Frogger, where you cross the road and try not to get hit by a truck on your way back to the pond.
Honestly, I would like to do that one day. Let's do it.
I don't even know. I mean, I know Frogger can be because I've seen movesets for him, but I think I just leave him in the assist trophy state. Actually, I think I had him in the assist trophy when we did the assist trophy episode back in season 1, season 2. I think that was season 1. I think I had Frogger in that episode.
Yeah, the original Frogger. It says it right here. Frogger with what?
What?
We'll hit the grammar police later, but Frogger a wide, almost smug grin on his. It's just missing where. I'll put that in right now. Anyway, Frogger jumps around and hits people and makes them trip. Cool. I like that artwork too.
It should be like Frogger will have, not wear. Wear doesn't make any sense. You don't wear a smile. You have a smile. It'd be pretty fucking creepy if you were wearing a smile. Let's be honest. Don't do that. That means you took somebody's skin.
Oh boy. Can you see Frogger doing that?
No. I can see Leatherface doing that.
Yeah, both are in Dead by Daylight.
Frogger is not in Dead by Daylight.
Damn. Maybe now he will be.
But by the time this comes out... Wait, will it be by the time this comes out? I don't know when this comes out. When does this come out? This comes out... Oh, yeah, no, not by the time this comes out. This is actually coming out very soon from the recording date. Fucking Alien is coming to Dead by Daylight. Hell yes! Fuck yeah! Oh my God, that's
got any Alien fans in the ring? Oh yeah.
All right, now we're moving on. So yeah, we'll be talking about Slippy Toad from Star Fox later on once we get done with our showcases. Uh, we were kind of just like for this season, we were just like, okay, what's a weird, silly character we could do? What's just something
Mm-hmm.
stupid? It's like, but not like not Ninja Bread Man stupid. It's plausibly stupid. We're just like, you could do Slippy Toad. Just have
Yeah.
him because like we've already got the 3 space animals that all have the same similar moves that set style. So do Slippy, but make it be a goof.
We're gonna have some slippery times and hop right into it, but not before our showcase.
Yeah. So that's gonna be an interesting one. I wouldn't say I don't know about your moveset, but I wouldn't say my Slippy moveset is particularly like unique.
Exciting.
I wouldn't say.
Sure.
I mean, exciting is a word you could use. I'm more leaning towards unique because I did base a lot off of what was already in there because I felt it kind of made sense to make Slippy be like not the Pichu, but the Pichu of the space animals.
Sure. Sure.
But we'll get into that.
Oh, we will.
But first of all, we got our showcases to get through. You got a couple things picked out. I got a couple things picked out. I think this might be the first time neither of us has a character that we're doing. We might have done it like one other time before, but it's definitely not been a common thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I take it I'm going first by the side.
I mean, you usually do, so yes.
Okay. We didn't talk about this series in the showcases on Smashtopia just yet, so I wanted to take an opportunity to lay the floor for another character with unique speech patterns. And that is he is Mumbo Jumbo.
Papa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. An assist trophy. I have a couple of assist trophies, spoiler, coming up for this showcase. The first is Mumbo from Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo. Actually, yeah, I guess he wasn't Banjo.
The entire franchise.
Yeah,
unless he
everything.
wasn't in Grunty's Revenge. I don't know about that game.
I don't know either. But he was in Nuts and Bolts rather prolifically as well. What a game. The predecessor to Tears of the Kingdom.
It's true.
Yeah. So the Skull-Faced Shaman offers summoning, rather shape-shifting capabilities to Banjo-Kazooie. So he brings that to the stage here. He has a zap staff on him, so when he's summoned to the stage, he turns your foe at a random foe. So if it's a 4-player Smash, for instance, he'll wave his staff, and one of them at random will become a washing machine.
Yes.
Yes. So they can still move around. Absolutely. Shoddily enough, so they can slowly stumble around like a washing machine would. And you can press any attack button and you just open and close the washing machine door. It's a front loader. And you're dealing small, meager damage to opponents with that attack. You can catch them in the washer and deal a little more damage by spinning them in a spin cycle. And you can also spill water out of the washing machine when it opens and closes its door, and fighters can slip on it. The washing machine is extremely heavy, so it's very, very difficult to be knocked out while in the washing machine form. Occasionally, Mumbo will cast the spell on the summoner in a fluke, or potentially turn everyone into a washing machine.
That I like. Make everybody be a washing machine.
Yep. And when that happens, you'll be like, oh, no, before spinning away and leaving. And that's Mumbo and Smash.
And I do believe with that, we have now talked about every single franchise that has a playable character in Smash, at least to some degree.
Nice.
Some more than others.
Yeah, more than others.
All right. Well, you said you got a pair of assist trophies. I got a pair of stages I want to talk about. This first one, there's a game coming out in the coming months that we're both very excited about.
Yeah.
During our last Smashtopia, you did. Fuck, I forgot what you did.
Master Doom.
Yeah, you did an enemy showcase of Master Doom from Super Mario RPG. And so now I have for you all the Forest Maze as a stage.
Buddy.
I made a moveset for Gino a long while back, one of my first that I was on the Smashtopia wiki, and I decided to have the Forest Maze be his home stage. I thought about using the Star Road, but I wanted to do the Forest Maze because I had a concept for it. Now, the platform arrangement isn't exciting. It's Battlefield. It is just the Battlefield format. Exactly. I mean, the base platform at the bottom might be shaped differently, but as far as like the base platform length, and then the three platforms above it, it's just the Battlefield layout. But that ain't the point to the stage. I wanted something basic for this one. Because you know who we fight as a boss in the Forest Maze, right, Jonno?
Oh, yeah.
You fight Bowyer, who is an anthropomorphic bow and arrow. Honestly, I didn't know that that's what he was way back when. I didn't know this. Because, I'm
Just
a
looks
kid.
like a funny guy.
I'm a kid. I don't know that. I just see this guy. You'd think it would have made sense to me because he's shooting arrows from himself, but I didn't catch that. But anyways, the whole boss battle that you have against Bowyer, he has the three different buttons that you can use in battle: A, X, and Y for your standard attacks, your items, and your special attacks, and you can shoot them and disable these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see how I could make this work in a stage for Smash. So, at random periods throughout the match, an arrow will fly through the air and pierce through anything it lands until it lands itself on top of one of these three platforms. For the next 15 to 20 seconds, that platform will become translucent and essentially stops existing. You can still see it, but you can't stand on it, and anything will just pass through it as if it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So that means including like items will just go right through it, and everything. It's gone. It's a ghost, effectively. Once this time period is up, however, the platform will return, and then maybe a new arrow will fall down eventually to get disabled. That said, up to 2 platforms can be disabled at the same time, so you're going to see platforms being constantly turned on and off as the match goes on to try and reflect how Bowyer's boss fight works, which I think is a unique take on things.
Yeah.
That
is pretty
that's
neat.
the whole stage. It's got no other gimmick to that. It's just Battlefield, but sometimes the platforms get disabled. I thought that was cool.
That is pretty cool. Apparently, a bowyer is also a master craftsman of bows.
That makes sense.
So I learned by looking that up. When I was a kid, in playing Super Mario RPG, I was just thinking like, wow, its name is so similar to Bowser. Are they related?
Did you call him Bowyer?
Yeah.
I don't think I did, but I don't remember for sure. But I very well may have. I don't know.
Yeah, nice stage though. It's simple enough, and I think that works for the first area you traverse in Super Mario RPG.
I'm sorry. What?
And the stage hazard's really cool too.
Did you say the first area you traverse?
Sorry, I meant one of the first. One of the first.
It's like the third fucking star piece.
Early on.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my next thing. So it's a character from Xenoblade 3 and even a Kavesi soldier. It's not Mwamba though.
Good.
Yeah. It's one of Mwamba's probably oldest friends though. They went back. It's Lands. Yeah. Yeah. So there were Missa say hello. Anyway, seven. The Noah episode that we did with Kelly. There were a lot of decent moves that came out of it with the class change options. There was a broad swath to choose from, and we ultimately decided on something pretty fairly balanced. So there were a few moves that went to the wayside, and one of them was this move that I have for Lands in his assist trophy form. So when Lands appears on stage, he has his shield blade, which he plants into the ground, and he can shout one of several quotes, including, "Got something meatier for you." "I'm on fire. I got something for you. And now it's Lands time." And as he does this, front-facing force field emerges and covers the shield blade from the front, so it makes attacking him a little more difficult than other assist trophies. You can KO him, but if you try to hop over him too, he can readjust and take a few seconds, maybe a second, to turn around and block your attacks from the other direction. He can't adjust the shield blade upwards or downwards though, so you can get him from vertical directions.
Right.
He'll instantly begin shooting a barrage of bullets from the shield blade's turrets. Each bullet is weak on its own, but they can combo pretty heavily. He might also choose to charge the attack for a bit, so we can let them shoot further and harder and quicker. The force field gradually depletes over time, makes it easier to attack him from the front. So you can't KO him in the traditional sense, but you can break the shield, and he'll wave you off and shout something like "spark off" before disappearing.
All right.
Go spark yourself.
So we now have 3 assist trophies from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I made one for Tyon. You made one for Lance, and Kelly made one for Fiona. So
Nice.
we need a 4th one now. We need to have a second Kavesi assist trophy based off of one of the heroes in the game. And I thought about making one a few weeks ago, but I was just like, but literally none of them were standing out to me, besides like Ethel. But
Yeah.
I didn't want to do Ethel. I was like, I don't know who I do. It's like,
I know who I would do. Yep.
But I don't even remember who the other options were, and I don't want to look.
I don't know. Wamba.
Wamba wouldn't. No. Stop it. No, like our options are pretty much. I mean, Valdi maybe. Valdi or Ashera, I think could work. But there's just not very many Kavesi aligned heroes in the game. For some reason, Triton counts. It's like, why does Triton count? That's weird. Sagiri doesn't work for me. Xeon is the boring choice. So it's Valdi or Ashera, I think.
That's fair. Could work. At some point, maybe it could be something I could do as a one-off. You know, I've been turning in a lot of interesting submissions this calendar year.
You've done like 11.
I think you're giving me too much credit. Maybe
I'll
I've done 5.
go count. It's been more than 5. You probably. I'm fairly certain you've done more than 5. Yeah, you've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've done 7 this year.
Oh, lucky number. Wow.
You did a lot more last year.
You've done a lot more this year.
Yeah, next year's gonna be a much smaller offering from me. I'll be paring back next year because that's okay. I'd like to do more things besides just this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of more things, I got a second stage. This is also one of the older stages that I have made over the years at Smashtopia Wiki. I wanted to make a Wario stage. I wanted to do something that wasn't from WarioWare, And I've never really played any of the Wario Land or World or whatever games, so I didn't really have a place to look through. So I was pretty much just like, all right, let's look at Wario Land, Shake It, and I was just like, okay, do any of these levels sound fun just based on the name alone? I was like, Glitter Town. What the fuck is this? What is this Glitter Town? Because that's an eye catching name. And then I
Yeah,
look it up and it's like,
it's Las
okay, so
Vegas.
he's running through a fucking casino with all the bright lights and shit. That's fun. And then I looked up gameplay of it and I was like, all right, you know what? I like this. I can make a stage out of Glitter Town. Here's a fun one. So for this one, there's one set platform down at the bottom. A standard lengthy platform.
Mhm.
Uh, but then other platforms can kind of shift and move each time you play it. So there might be platforms that are just like hanging out up in the top left, or can uh, can't think of the word I'm looking for. Float back and forth, left and right, or go up and down. They might do some things like that, but there's that minimum going to be that one main platform down at the bottom. But then beyond
Yeah.
that, there's a couple hazards. First of all, oh wait, am I looking at? Oh, that's what it is. The additional platforms are actually invisible platforms. So when you start out the stage, you don't know where they are, but you know there's going to be some. And I have it set so that you don't that they change each time. That way you can't just remember where these platforms are every time you play. But
Right.
they're completely invisible under normal circumstances. But even when you can't see them, you can still stand on top of one of them like normal. There are these special spotlights that will be swinging around Glitter Town, which are going to be in the background of the background of the stage. And when they shine on the where an invisible platform is, it becomes visible as long as that light is on it. The lights are, however, not always on, and they do move around, so they can give you an idea of where things are. But if the light's not currently shining, boy, you better hope you remember exactly where that platform ends.
Hmm.
I also have water fountains that you can see in the picture provided down at the bottom. These water fountains can be found in a couple of different places. Again, each time you fight the stage, it's a little bit variable. And they'll shoot up water, which can deal no damage, but they will propel fighters up into the air, which could save them from potentially being KO'd or severely screw them up as they're going for an attack. Kind of just have to see what happens there. But then the third thing I have is some slot machines. It's a casino. Come on, you need slot machines. Oh no, now Smash is gonna be hit with rated M. Hmm. Oh well, it's fine. We put the
Playing those
trapper.
gotcha mechanics.
Yeah, well, but these slot machines, they again can be found on some different platforms, but there will always be at least two on the main platform. That way, you can see them when they're there. Slot machines can also appear on the invisible platforms, but if they do, they're. Ooh, I don't think I actually thought about this. I don't think I thought about this at the time. I'm just going
Live
to
workshop.
say now that slot machines on invisible platforms start out invisible, but once the light has revealed them or a fighter steps in front of them, they remain visible the entire time. I think that's the easy way to go about it.
There you go.
But that said, these slot machines are not always usable. However, there will be times when you'll see a golden sparkle. The slot machines will give up, and at that point, you can attack that slot machine. When the slot machine has received 10 to 15% damage, the wheels on it will spin. Yay, we're like spinning around here. Then a couple seconds later, the wheels will stop spinning, and a prize will fall out of the slot machine, depending on what the results were of the slot machine. Most of the time, it's going to be a regular item. It's a fucking ray gun or some shit. But there's a small chance you'll get some rare and more powerful items like a Master Ball or a Death Scythe or a Devil Axe. You know, things like that.
Excellent. Excellent. Uh, or as our representative hero would say, "Oh boy, how great!"
Sometimes I think you need to think about other people being able to hear you and understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't think a Jar Jar voice is a great option for uh, people being to know what the fuck was said. You know,
Oh, yeah,
Vinny.
well,
I just.
how does your creating a life?
Yeah, like, I have no idea what you just said right then. I have no idea what you said. It sounded like, how do you create life? I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not what you said. I'm pretty sure, because that makes no fucking sense. But this is also you we're talking about. So I don't know.
How wooed? Anyway, oh my god, that slipped into Michelle Tanner real quick.
How wooed?
Yeah, how wooed. Uh, cool. I like Wario Land. I like all of the Wario Land titles, unless you count Master of Disguise as one.
Oh, what's wrong with Master of Disguise?
Well, it's nothing inherently. It's just kind of meh.
Okay.
Kind of like the Hey Pikmin of that world.
The Chibi Robo Ziplash?
Yep, the Yoshi's New Island. Yeah, all those. All those. It's okay. It's okay. But Shake It is really great, and I wish that they continued with that instead of letting Wario Land disappear for over almost 15 years now.
Jesus.
Good times. Nintendo treats some of their franchises really well, and then some of them just go away forever.
And
then you're like, oh.
And then some of them only get revived if a different company's like, hey, Nintendo, can we make Donkey Kong?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's gonna need. Again, I think Nintendo has a good relationship with Way Forward. They can easily make something like Shake It again.
Yeah. Way Forward made Shake It?
No, they did not. I'm just saying if you need a third party to resurrect it, like you're saying, I think that would be a good match.
Yeah, I think Way Forward, they would do well with the Wario game.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what they do with Shantae, I think it'd work really well.
Me too. I think that's the most natural fit. Ubisoft's art team, whoever does Rayman Legends, they could do it.
Oh, no, Ubisoft needs to make Star Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Starlink is the best Star Fox in years.
It's better than Star Fox Zero.
Oh, man. God.
Yep. Speaking of Star Fox.
We've got Slippy S. Toad. He is here. He's going to join his friends Fox, Falco, and not friend Wolf.
It's complicated.
He's not friends with Wolf. Yeah. It's complicated with Wolf. That's their Facebook status. Jesus Christ, that's cursed.
Can you imagine actually using that, like going on Facebook? Oh yeah, it's complicated with Sharla McJuju.
Honestly,
it's like, why would you do that?
If I wasn't wanting to deal with what the immediate reaction would be from people, it would be funny if we put down it's complicated. The people that know us would be like, okay. The people that don't would be like, whoa, what's this? Like, all right, I don't want people thinking it's real.
Yeah. Is that still a status you can do on?
I don't know. I've never changed my relationship status on Facebook.
Yes, apparently so. It's still the same. They changed it from "it's complicated" to "in a complicated relationship," which is even more odd.
That still works.
Yeah. So the choices are: in a relationship, engaged, married, in a complicated relationship, in an open relationship, widowed, separated, divorced, in a civil union, or in a domestic partnership. Okay. They got everything. They have their bases covered.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Slippy Toad.
Son of Beltino and Augustina.
Yep. And Amanda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his fiance. Because Slippy Toad has a fiance. And depending on what ending you do in Star Fox Command, children. Ugh.
Slippy fucks.
And at least one timeline.
They don't call him Slippy for nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, good. Amazing.
All right, so we got our graphics up for Slippy Toad. If you're watching the video, you see him. Let's start with Slippy.
Let's dive right into things. Let's slip
Dear
right
God.
into things.
This is, I don't know what's gonna come out of this. I'm kind of expecting you to have gone full on troll.
We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
I think I was relatively sane, but we'll see. We gotta start as we always do though, the entrance animation. Like with a lot of things I do with Slippy, I set it up to kind of mirror Fox, Falco, Wolf, but in a way where Slippy, he tries to be cool, but he fails. So for my entrance animation, an Arwing will fly over the stage and eject Slippy out of it, just like what happens with the other three. But Slippy falls ass out onto the stage. Well, not ass out, ass first. Ass out is very different. Very
Pass out. Yeah, that
very different.
Smash is now rated M for mature.
He falls out of the Arwing and lands on his ass before he has to get up. That's my entrance animation.
That's funny. Mine is similar. But he's using another vehicle. He's lowering himself over the stage in the gyro wing from Star Fox Zero.
Okay.
And he hops out of it and takes a slight stumble, like lands on his feet but falls forward a little bit and brushes himself off. It's ready to go.
Okay. I thought the gyro wing was just a drone. Is it? Oh, no. Okay. I thought, I just saw, I looked at the picture before. I was like, oh, it's a drone. I guess it's not a drone. All right. Fair enough. That makes sense.
Big old drone, yeah. Yeah, you pilot it, but then you can drop the
little
Rob thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. That's that.
So which one are we choosing?
Good question. It may depend on where the crux of the moveset goes. We could also potentially fuse him, have him fall out of his ass in a gyroing, or just go the Arwing route.
Like he gyroing, because it's basically this. It's what you're saying with the gyroing. It's basically the exact same thing as the Arwings, right? It just flies overhead and he just like pops out.
Yeah,
but he'll stumble. So yeah, I say he pops out of gyroing and he falls on his ass.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Just wanted to showcase a little extra since
little ass action.
Since he made the thing too. I mean, with the gyroing. So actually, he made everything. He made everything.
He made everything.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Kirby hat.
I have Kirby in his trucker cap, Slippy's cap, and his like eyeglass thing.
The scouter, yeah, same.
Yeah.
He has the tiny little hat and the scouter.
Yep.
Cool. We got that. It's the same.
Yep.
Thank God.
Oh, and Kirby becomes green with frog-like bullfrog-like skin. And then Golett drops down. He can like go. Now we'll save that for Frogger. Let's.
Please seek medical help. I beg you.
If it were Jar Jar, he would have said something like, "Squeeze me."
See a therapist, please.
Okay. I have a therapy license.
No. You need to go see one.
See myself. Okay. Any of you to recommend, or just kind of look in my area?
You're gonna have to talk to your insurance, dude.
Oh, okay.
Taunts. Let's go to taunts now.
Okay.
So not all of these are funny, I think, but I got a few that I think are amusing and or what. But my first taunt, Slippy is going to pull out a rag and he's going to use it to clean his blaster until it shines.
No, okay. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the
Nice.
one thing he knows how to do: take care of his equipment.
That everyone should. Good for him. Yeah, okay, so my first one is direct eye or rebot appears beside Slippy and looks up at him. Slippy notices the robot and the two wave at each other.
Okay.
So direct eye is the Rob-like thing that drops out of the gyro wing.
And rebot is from guard.
Yeah, it's the frog robot. Mm-hmm.
I looked up guard stuff. I was like, okay, can I use anything from guard? Is this possible?
Yeah.
So I know rebot. It's a great name, honestly, for a frog robot. Rebot. I like that a lot. So my second time, Slippy is going to get down on all fours in a way very similar to how actual frogs sit before he performs a backflip in place.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Nice. Nice. Okay, my next one is Slippy spins his blaster and shouts, "Mess with the bullfrog and you'll get lasers." Mere moments before having to clumsily catch it from out of midair, the gun bounces in his hands and he's like, "Oh!" before he has to place it back in his holster. And as he's placing it back in his holster, he's befuddled and he's like, "Heh heh."
That is so stupid. That is so stupid that it's good. Best with the bullfrog, you get the lasers? Jesus Christ. Alright, so my third taunt. Slippy will lean forward and wag his finger in a "nuh-uh" fashion. And it's a very, very, like, a weird lean forward. It's like, why are you standing like this?
Oh, it's like what TurboTaxer did at the Biosphere when I brought him there.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I'll show you the pictures later. Okay. It's a fun little scrapbook. Cool. That's fun. That's funny. This last one. It might be redundant after what we did with the entrance, but Slippy slips. He falls on his ass. He becomes befuddled and slips and falls on his butt. And he's like, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!" And then he stands back up a second later and rubs it.
Okay. That might come up again later.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So victory poses. So for my first one, Slippy will run out onto the stage and trip, causing him to face plant hard onto the ground. Without looking up, Slippy will hold up a thumbs up to show that he's okay.
Oh my god.
He's just like, "Ha! Pfft, I'm okay."
That's so great. It's like Eugene from Hey Arnold.
Yeah, actually.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Why is Grandma Gertie being playable in Nick All-Stars 2? What the fuck?
And not Arnold? I don't know.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Spoilers, because this is leaked information that probably hasn't been released by the time this episode goes out. But we know it may not be the entire roster, but we know like 11 newcomers of the game because the box art leaked. What the fuck?
I guess because she knows karate, but I don't really know.
And she's a crazy person that's like always doing weird things, I guess. I don't know. It's been years since I saw the show, but what a pull that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If now that they have vocal taunts, one of them has to be "Kill the Empire." That's all I know with her. Something that's often. If Arnold were in, she could have said "Hello, Kimba."
If we are gonna, what if we had like, because there's gonna be a campaign mode now. So now we need to have a battle with Grandma Gertie voice lines against Azula. Build
Okay.
down with the Empire. Hello.
Well, now her whole inclusion makes sense. Yeah, if I were choosing another Hey Arnold character, I'd probably choose the Butcher.
I would choose Arnold.
Just our Principal Schwartz. That little cat that Harold kidnapped.
Stoop kid. Wait, who's the
Classic.
chocolate obsessed kid?
Chocolate Boy.
Yes, chocolate boy. Do it.
God. Anyway, victory pose. I have Slippy performing his victory animation from Assault.
Oh, okay.
So he clicks his heels. First the left one, then the right one. It's kind of similar to what Young Link does in his idle animation. But then what Slippy does, and I can demonstrate this if you want on camera, so this could be a video thing. So he sinks, he drops it low, kind of like this.
I'm immediately fast tracking this. That's in. That's in. What the fuck? Okay.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say my next victory post, and I think this is the one that I think gets replaced the most. So I'm just gonna say this one now. An R-wing will be present on the screen with Slippy beneath it doing repairs. After a few moments, Slippy will slide out from under the R-wing with oil stains all over his jacket and holding a wrench as he stands up and leans against the freshly tuned R-wing.
Nice. I mean, it's a prideful one, right? It's not that doesn't embarrass him that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Oh boy. Okay, so the next one, this one might be the most easily replaceable for me. I don't know. Slippy leaps into the air in surprise and excitement. He's surprised that he won. So he's leaping up and down multiple times, like
kind of like his official art for Star Fox Zero.
Yeah. Yes, actually. And he's exclaiming, like, "What? I won!" There you go.
That's yeah, he would be surprised because what the fuck.
Uh-huh.
My third victory pose. Slippy will be juggling a pair of grenades.
Oh boy.
When one of them ends up exploding overhead. This scares Slippy, who then drops the other grenade, which causes it to explode next to him, and scaring Slippy again. Slippy will then sheepishly grin at the camera.
The grin is what sells it. Yeah.
PSA, don't juggle grenades.
No, please do not. Okay, last but not least for these toss of victory poses. Slippy this is a dynamic zoom one. So Slippy spins his wrench in midair and successfully grabs it. As the camera zooms in on him, so you're getting a nice full view of like his face down to maybe his like shoulders and ascot. And he winks towards the camera with a tilt of his cap. And he exclaims, "Aw yeah," with an off chance of exclaiming, "Your carcass is mine."
What? I'm sorry. What? Where did that part come from?
Star Fox 64 official quotes.
He says, "Your carcass is mine."
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Okay.
That might be a secondary quote for the mess of the bullfrog line instead. Anyway, here we are.
Okay, so now we're picking. We have one victory post fast tracked.
Yeah, we do.
Now, what else do we want? I would say, as far as my stuff is concerned, I really want the frog backflip, and I really want the face plant.
Let's add them in.
Okay.
So that's one taunt and one victory pose on your end, right?
From my end, yes. And we have one of your victory poses as well.
Gotcha. Let's see. And then your other taunts were pulling out a rag and cleaning his blaster, and then being like, nah. And then your other victory poses were the grenade juggling and the R-wing.
Yes.
Okay. Then on my end, it was one of the robots appearing beside Slippy and then waving at each other. It was the blaster with the ridiculous quote and him like stumbling to catch it, which I think is my strongest taunt. And then the other one is a slip. I think because we have him falling like that in the victory pose, we don't need the slip. I think we can fast track that to being removed. Victory poses, my other ones were him leaping up and down like his artwork in Zero, and spinning the wrench around with his quote.
Going to your taunts first.
Mhm.
Mess with the bullfrog. I think that one, but alter the line a bit, where it's mess with the bullfrog, get the, and that's when he fucks up. That's when he drops
There you
it.
go.
So he's just like in the middle of his quote, trying to think he's badass. He drops it, and then he's trying to recover. I think that works better.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Sounds good to me. So we have a backflip in that. Of the taunts, I think either Naa or the robot appearance, or the cleaning of the black. Like it could go either way. Like, what do you feel?
I think Nuh-uh is more amusing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a question of do we want to throw Slippy a bone with something on the more serious side? Do we want to give him a victory? Well, I wouldn't really call it a victory. Do we want to give him a non-fuck up or a non-weirdo animation?
Right.
That's the question. Do we want to give him something where he's not being a fucking weirdo?
I say we go full on weirdo.
Then I say it's nuh-uh.
I agree. I agree. Right. So taunts are locked in. Nuh-uh, backflip, and mess with the bullfrog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Victory poses. We have him face planting.
Yes.
So far. And his victory animation from Star Fox Assault.
Mm-hmm. And that leaves us with juggling grenades, tuning up the R-wing, his Zero jump up and down, and the dynamic. Honestly, I think this is when we can throw him a bone and give him the dynamic camera. Give him a chance to shine here. I think it's that one or it's the grenades. I think the grenade one might be too long of an animation.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. If you want to go with the dynamic zoom, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's the best choice.
Yeah, I agree. I can see where you're coming from.
Plus,
just one solid one.
He can have something nice.
Mid battle, that's where he can do some freaky shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was easy and kind of hilarious.
Yeah. I don't think Slippy is going to be a very difficult one. I think this is going to be a pretty easy episode.
I think so.
All right. Well, let's get to the special moves then.
Okay.
So, have you start out? What is your standard special for Slippy?
Okay. This is where it gets interesting. I have some weird shit, like, to his character, with what we kind of talked about, with him being kind of the clumsy individual of the group. And there's some stuff that kind of leans him in more on his engineer aspect, and that are a little more serious.
Okay.
So let's see. The first move is a variation of the blaster. It's the sniper blaster from Assault.
Okay.
I have my description. Snippy takes out the sniper. Slippy takes out the sniper from Assault. And a reticle appears in front of him. Hold the special attack button, and you can aim the reticle anywhere within a radius about the size of battlefield before firing it off. It's strong and fast, and it can be but it can be easily telegraphed. Slippy can also shoot a standard, weaker shot in a straight line, without the reticle. Just tap the button. The sniper shot never dissolves until it hits something, traveling as far as final destination without disappearing. The end.
I'm confused with the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
So walk me through this in the beginning. I'm using the move. Slippy pulls up the sniper rifle. Reticle appears. And you're saying I can move this reticle in a radius equal to battlefield? Including behind me?
Not behind you. Not behind
okay,
you.
So battlefield anywhere in front of me.
It's a cone, yeah. It's a cone array.
That's not a cone. That's half the screen. That's, with the exception of some stages, that's the entire screen in front of you.
Well, we can change that. But how about like Yoshi's aim in Island? Mm-hmm.
That is much more workable. Alright, so mine is called Blaster.
Oh.
Just like Fox is called Blaster, and Falcons is called Blaster, and Wolf's is called Blaster.
Mm-hmm.
So Slippy will pull out his blaster. He's going to fire a relatively slow blaster shot, kind of like how Wolf's is a slower one. I'd say it's probably a bit slower than Wolf's, but unlike the other three, Slippy can actually charge his blaster to increase the damage done from it, a little bit of the speed, but not the size. The size is still going to be the same, and it's probably going to be probably the bigger blaster shot of the four of them, because I gotta get some trade off here. However,
right,
because it's Slippy, if you charge it up too much, it's going to backfire in his face, and it's going to deal point blank damage. And he's going to get hurt by it, just like Diddy Kong with the peanut pop guns.
Nice. Simple and effective. I had the same thought. If I were going that route for the blaster, it would be that. It's strong. It's good. And now onward.
But not upward.
My side
That's
special.
Later.
Not yep. We're moving laterally right now. So my side special is we're getting into the character-driven part of the moveset that I was talking about. My side special is called Sloppy Hoppy.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Let that digest for a second. Ooh, boy. Slippy. This could have easily been like a fly catching move with his tongue, but it's not. Slippy leaps up with his arms and legs positioned in a way that show that he's hopping like a real frog would.
Ha!
And it's in a mostly forward, upwards arc. You can hop up to 3 times in quick succession, so just one after the other. So it's a fairly potent, like, sideways recovery. Similar, again, to Diddy with his side special, as far as, like, the first hop takes him about maybe 1.5 times as far as Diddy's side special will, and then it gets a little less so with the second, a little less so with the third hop, and then if you try again with the fourth, his legs will give out and he'll fall on his ass. Just fall over. And it's still a pretty strong recovery. It's leaning into the frog of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's that.
All right.
Well, I imagine light damage if you get hit by him. Nothing crazy. Okay.
I think but let's add to this. If he were to hit an opponent through the hop directly from above, it's a footstool jump. and they get sent plummeting straight down.
I like it. Yep, make it so.
Okay. All right, so for mine, we have Fox Illusion, we have Falco Phantasm, we have Wolf Flash, and here we have Slippy doing his best to follow in those footsteps with Slippery Slide.
Nice.
So it's basically going to be the same kind of move. Slippy is attempting to do his own version of Fox Illusion Falco Phantasm, but in the motion, he trips and he falls onto his belly and he slides forward, spinning around. And, he's kind of like his arms and legs are out as he's sliding on his belly. And he's got this very panicked look on his face. It's like, wah!
Jesus Christ.
And you could also compare it to like Squirtle's withdraw, kind of how he gets in the shell and he just slides back and forth. Slippy cannot turn around with this though, but he is a bigger hitbox than Squirtle's withdraw, and he would do more damage comparatively as well.
that's fucking ridiculous. That's great.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And there's like little water effects coming up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, up specials. Yeah, that.
I told you I went very derivative, but in a fucked up way.
Yeah, and that's fucking great. That's hilarious. My up special, it's nothing to write home about. It's the booster pack. I feel like you're pulling from a soul that's pretty obvious. It's a way to go. Slippy puts on the booster pack and takes flight. It runs on the fuel system, so it lasts about as long as Pitch Brawl Recovery did. Works in the exact same way. Falls into probably a free fall after it's used. There you go.
All right. Fun fact, booster pack is my extra skill for Falco that I made a long while back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It looks very differently. It pretty much just gives Falco a quick short hop, which honestly kind of weak extra skill. If I ever get around to the point where I go back to revisit some of my older characters, that one might go under revision.
It's like Olimar's booster pack and Hey Pikmin.
I've literally never seen any gameplay of Hey Pikmin.
And may you never.
I don't know. I've been on a big Pikmin kick lately, so maybe. But for now, we got Firefox, we got Fire Falco, and we got whatever the fuck Wolf's is called. I don't remember what Wolf's is called. So for Slippy, we have Exploding Frog.
Okay.
It's again, done in very much the same spirit of Slippy trying to emulate his best friends with their Firefox techniques. But he uses a smart bomb, it detonates it, and sends himself flying upwards with the explosion and smoke trail following him as he is again flailing around in a panic and screaming about it. It gives him some pretty good vertical recovery because he just used a bomb to explode himself into the air, and it was a mistake. He should not have done that. He's an exploding frog.
That's pretty great.
I would say kind of like with Firefox, or Falco's, whatever. He can also like angle it, but I don't think he hit like the full omnidirectional that they have with their aiming. Maybe just like up in a cone, I think.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. That's again. Very, very comedic take on the original space animal formula.
Don't worry, it gets more unique after this point.
Oh, I enjoy it all the same.
I didn't give him Reflector. You fucking kidding me? Fuck that. If I gave him Reflector, it would have exploded in his face.
Me too. But I landed on, for my down special, the Hi-Ho Protocol. From Guard. Slippy takes out Rebot and sets it on the ground. Rebot begins hopping back and forth aimlessly unless it is close enough to an opponent, in which case Rebot will hone in on them and just gently hop forward towards them. As time progresses, Rebot will begin to crackle with electricity more and more until it explodes, damaging anyone within the blast radius. That blast radius is slightly less than a bob-omb's and slightly more damage and knockback than a bob-omb's. Continue to hold down the special move input, and Slippy can control Rebot manually with a remote controller shaped like a Wii U gamepad.
Ha!
Moving Rebot left or right until it explodes. Slippy must wait up to 10 seconds before summoning Rebot again.
You know, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's real fucking funny. Because I considered Rebot further down special.
Mm-hmm.
I also considered him slapping down a turret
Mm-hmm.
from guard for the down special. But instead, I went with Slip Grenade.
Okay.
Now, Slip Grenade it's just the grenades from Star Fox Assault.
Mhm.
And I just threw Slip into the name.
Yeah.
But I used that part of the name to give them a property. So he takes out one of the grenades from Star Fox Assault, and he'll toss it. And he just tosses a grenade, as you fucking do. It's a better toss than Snake's grenades. Snake's grenades are...
Meh.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah. They fly quickly through the air, and they bounce off of surfaces. So they kind of ping-ball a bit. I lost where I was. They actually will bounce off surfaces with a surprising amount of force. They don't lose too much of their force when they hit things. And they also have somewhat of a chaotic bounce pattern where it's not necessarily standardized where they'll go. They're not following a normal geometric pattern of, okay, I hit wall at this angle, so I should be going off it at this angle. It's not quite like that. A little bit more chaotic after that. But then the grenades will explode either on contact with an opponent or just after a set amount of time. And yeah, they can damage Slippy.
Nice.
And he can only throw one grenade out at a time.
Gotcha. Nice. Interesting how they bounce around. That brings a unique property to it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing like that in Smash yet. So it fits.
I mean, things like Snake's grenade can bounce off of things, but not to this degree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Final Smash time?
Oh yeah.
Okay. My final Smash is Gyro Wing. Slippy leaps back into his gyro ring and soars to the top of the stage. The player can control the gyro ring from here, moving it back and forth and up and down, and pressing either the attack buttons will allow it to drop 3 souped up Slippy bombs onto the stage that cover about the same amount of the same perimeter, but hit harder and explode faster. He can also ram into foes with the gyro ring. The air coming out from the big fans on either side can also mess with opponents and move them around if they're right under it. You just generally wreak havoc, drop bombs around, call it a day, and the gyro ring is eventually called back to the Great Fox, and Slippy goes back to fighting.
Okay.
Yep.
Mine is the Aegis Cam Defense Network. We're going Star Fox Guard here. So Slippy is going to leap off screen as the screen changes to look like the view of the Aegis Cam in Star Fox Guard. A reticle will appear on the screen for the player to move around as 4 Aegis Cam turrets appear at the corners of the screen. With each press of the attack button, the 4 turrets will each fire out a laser at that point, wherever the reticle was. These lasers will all hit the first thing that they encounter, meaning they can hit other fighters or be blocked by solid obstacles. Being hit by just one laser, it's not too bad. But if you get hit by all 4, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
After some amount of time passes, or if Slippy has used up all of his ammunition, the 4 turrets will deactivate and Slippy will return to the stage. So it's honestly both a stronger and weaker version of Zero Suit Samus's reticle, where she fires out the laser
Hmm.
from the gunship. Because
Well,
individual smaller lasers will shoot up in the corners, but they could get blocked by things or hit different
right,
opponents.
right. That's interesting where it can nerf itself, because that's again not quite like anything in Smash, although it is slightly derivative of it.
Yeah,
So it's
and
interesting.
and it's not like giant lasers either. It's more like 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 Fox and Falco's blaster fire. It's basically like that, and you can
Hmm.
rapid click it until you're out of ammo.
Yeah, yeah, that's really interesting, and the camera view that you initially get into is interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Uh, okay, let's bring this thing home and then deliberate.
Yep.
My extra skill is the Aegis Cam Defense Network.
We have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
Oh God. So Slippy sets down an Aegis Cam from Star Fox Guard. He just slaps it on the ground, one turret. This is a stationary sentry gun that turns around like a satellite and shoots at opponents within range. He can place up to 3 Aegis Cam turrets on stage at any given time. They work similarly to Falco's blaster in their both their shot capability and the time that it takes for them to shoot those shots. He can place up to 3 at a time, but they can be easily dismantled by foes within a few hits. It takes 10 seconds for Slippy to recharge after dropping all Aegis Cams. There are multiple different types of Aegis Cams you can use. I just went for the standard. It gets a little too sticky if you start using the chargeable one, the stun one. It's like,
Yeah, that'd be a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a problem. We have a problem because we have double Aegis Cam in 2 very different ways, and typically we try to, when we make our final misstep, we cut that. But then my extra skill also touches base on one of your moves.
Nice.
My extra skill is Rebot. I mentioned how I considered doing Rebot for down special, but then I moved it to the extra skill. So my Rebot is a bit different than yours. Slippy will deploy the Rebot in front of him. Rebot will then pull in items or, other kind of various scrap-like things. Like, I can't remember who it is, but some character drops, like, chunks of wood for one of their attacks. Or maybe that was something that got removed before Ultimate. I don't remember. I just remember that being a thing. Or like how Wario's bike, like it could suck up Wario's bike.
Mm-hmm.
It only pulls. It has like a small kind of gravitational pull to it, kind of like Rosalina's attack that she has. But I think it's probably a smaller range of what she's got. But it'll sit there. It'll do this for a couple seconds, so it's constantly pulling things in. If it gets anything, it will give Slippy a buff to his defensive stats, and the more stuff that the Rebot is able to collect, the bigger the buff Slippy will receive, giving him increased defenses against taking damage, as well as knockback.
Okay, nice.
Because the Rebot in Guard, I mean, it sucks up all the items, so...
Yeah, do be stuck in them. Nice. Well, here we go.
Fuck.
Here we go. 2 very different attempts on the overall at this moveset.
Yeah.
Yep. A couple funny little guys thrown in there in very different ways. A couple of serious nods to his engineering background in very different ways.
Yeah.
And a couple that touch on the exact same things in very different ways.
Yep.
So where do we begin? I think if you want to take into account that Fox, Falcon, Wolf all just have Blaster as their standard, want to carry the tradition, your Blaster could be a fast track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the sniper could become Falco's new
Extra skill.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, there you go.
Listen, some of my original characters, they had very weak extra skills. Like Dixie Kong's extra skill needs a redo. It's very weak. It's like Dixie Kong eats a banana and heals 5%. It's like, yeah, that should change.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Like I said, Dixie Kong was like the second character that I created under the extra skill mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So things weren't fully there yet.
I gotcha. But yeah, I think that's fair, and I'll send you the full notes so that we can get the sniper for Falca then.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but where do we go from here? I mean, I think there's maybe still some easy decisions here. I think. Well, then again, I mean, we're taking Booster away from Falco, so Booster Pack's a legit option for Slippy.
Yeah.
It's just a question of, do you want to go the standard route, or do you want to go with that like crazy exploding frog shit, which was also great.
Here's an idea. Here's an idea I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like this idea. Booster pack. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he gives himself very Rob like it's not free flight, but it's the Rob style of flight. But there's a chance when used, it'll backfire and he explodes and gets sent rocketing skywards. And maybe that's the better version. Maybe the amount of flight, because Rob's recovery is honestly insane. Rob has really good recovery. So I'm thinking he can get far less height with the Rob style booster pack, but when it goes into its explosion backfire tech form, he gets much greater vertical height, much faster. But but it's less. But he doesn't have the control on it, and this time there's no angling. It's just a straight shot going up. Waffling on him taking damage, I'm kind of leaning no.
Yeah, if he doesn't, maybe meager.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm cool with that. That seems like a good middle ground and kind of better than the original on both of our ends. So, like, maybe 25% of the time it happens or something like that?
Oh, I was thinking rarer than that. I was thinking like 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 10%.
And then right at the onset, like right when you activate the move.
Yeah, on the onset, immediate.
Okay, nice. Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay. Do you want to talk about the elephant now with the final smash, the extra skill, the down
I want to go
special?
side special next. Let's keep it easy.
Okay. I like yours a lot, and I like mine a lot. So what do we do?
Well, I don't think we can combine these like we just did with Booster Pack and Exploding Frog. I don't think that'll work.
No, we can't.
It's a question of, do we want him to be able to hop up to 3 times, where he could footstool jump somebody, or do we want him to slip and slide?
I could go either way. I slip and the slippery slide is a lot more dynamic and funny, like immediately on the onset. The frog hop is a little more controlled, derivative of him being a frog. So I mean, either way, it's calling to the character. What's your lean here? If you say it's your own, I don't give a shit. Like, that's totally valid.
It is for a couple reasons. One, I love the imagining the animation of him on his belly, spinning around out of control. Like, that's just fucking funny. But
Yeah.
then the other thing is like when I'm thinking of your hopping attack, and I refuse to say the name of it. I will not say it. God, that's so bad. Uh, just envisioning the hop, it's harder in my mind.
Yeah.
Like one, but then like continuing it or canceling out of it. Like I'm trying to imagine how this works, and I'm having difficulty seeing it. You know.
hmm Okay. So let's do it. Let's do the slippery slide.
All right.
Slippery slide and sloppy hoppy will maybe find another home.
All right. Now
The
here's
full
where it gets
Frogger move set.
complicated. Because I
Yep.
got slip grade for my down special. You've got I don't remember the exact name, but it's basically Rebot explodes.
hmm
Kind of like a Mecha Koopa type attack is what it sounded like to me.
Yep. Fair.
Then my final smash is Aegis King Defense Network. Yours was the Gyro Wing, where you basically are dropping bombs from above. My extra skill was Rebot, providing a buff, and yours was the Aegis King Defense Network, where he slaps a turret down, or potentially up to 3.
Yeah. 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 Some of these really just can't exist with the other one also
Yeah.
existing.
Yeah, the Rebots can't exist together. The Aegis
Mm-hmm.
Cam could. Aegis Cam could exist together.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Because, because we've had other things in the past where it's like, okay, this Final Smash is a super version of this special. So
True.
that can coexist. But I don't think Rebot could coexist with two very different functions on two different inputs. Because
Right.
that's just going to confuse players.
I agree. Slip grenade is interesting. I like the chaotic nature of how they bounce back and forth and are a little more unpredictable than a standard bomb.
Yeah.
Rebot exploding. It's a Mecha Koopa that you can also control if you wanted to. So that's neat too. Rebot bringing in items and stuff. It's canon. It's canon. It works. It's good. Having a buff to Slippy works. Aegis Cam also works in that position, and it works as a final smash. And now I'm digging myself a hole because Gyro Ring also works as a final smash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are our thoughts here? Like, what do we do? What do we do? Like, Slippy can't be the first character with 8 special moves.
Palutena has more.
Oh yeah. Not anymore.
Stance change. No.
Can you imagine that?
His stance goes from standing upright to being in frog position.
That would be so okay.
Then you can have the hop move, and I don't know.
And he uses his tongue somehow.
God, this is just Frogger.
Yep. Let's see here. I like how Aegis Cam works as a final smash because it's coming from 4 separate directions to culminate as a whole. It's unique in that sense. Gyro Ring is also, just a callback to the entrance, so I like that too. But what I'm kind of feeling here right now is, and this could easily change. I want to see what you think about it. Aegis final smash and extra skill, down special, either one. Maybe Rebot?
Either Rebot or the Aegis Cam turret could go on either down special or extra skill. I think Slip Grade is the only thing that only really makes sense on down special. because all the other
True.
ones work as better extra skills.
And what I'm thinking is because you're pulling from guard and zero for these, they are slightly more canonical than the slip grenade, which isn't to say anything
The
about
slip
that.
grenades are actually pulled from the grenades in Assault.
They are.
I just gave them some new properties.
True. You're right. Extra skill could be the rebot buff. Down could be grenade or Aegis turret. And final could be either one. What are you thinking?
I think Aegis for Final Smash.
Okay.
Past that, give me the details on yours again.
Which one? All of them?
Both your rebot and your turret.
Okay. My rebot, it's the hi-ho protocol. So in the game, you can call the protocol to explode the thing. It hops back and forth. If an opponent's nearby, it'll hone in and hop towards the opponent. Slippy can control it by holding down the special move button and moving the control stick around to move it back and forth. But whether it's manual or automatic movement, the end result's the same. It'll explode with damage and knockback that is slightly more than Epa Bomb's, and maybe its radius of the blast is around the same as well. Slippy must wait up to 10 seconds before summoning a rebot again. For the Aegis cam turret, he sets the turret down. He can set down up to 3 anywhere he likes, and the sentry gun turns around like a satellite and just shoots blasters similar to Falco's blaster shot towards opponents. They could be easily taken out within a couple of hits by an opponent. Slippy must wait 10 seconds to recharge before dropping 3 Aegis cams again.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking down special is slip grenade. Extra skill is what the fuck did you call it? High hop? Hi ho? He ho?
Hi ho protocol.
Hi ho, It's off to work we go.
Yep.
That's what I'm feeling. That slight modification that would be extra skill instead of down special, which really wouldn't really change anything mechanically. Because you can do everything the exact same. I think make that be extra skill. And slip grenade be the down special.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
About that. There you go.
There you go. All right.
But we're not done yet.
We're not done yet. Unique traits. Belly crawl.
Yeah.
And that's it. He doesn't fucking wall hop. Are you kidding me? Fuck no. Fuck
Maybe
no.
he can swim better than most.
No. No. No, he can't. No, he can't.
True.
I mean, frogs also don't necessarily... Not all frogs really swim.
True.
Frogs, some of them you do not let them. So...
Some frogs live in water all the time, like Gungans.
Sure.
Anyway.
Alternate costumes. I don't really have anything in particular, just that he'd have a yellow version of his costume based off of his outfit in Assault, and then a brown version based off his outfit in Adventure. So beyond that, it's just your standard gamut of color changes: red, blue, pink.
Maybe his hat changes colors too.
Oh yeah. Hat will change colors.
Yeah, I think between Zero and some of the other games, he has a blue hat in Zero and a red hat in most of the others. So
yeah, from the images that I have on here, because I think I just have images from his appearance in Starlink is pretty much just his outfit in
64.
Zero. No, Zero.
Zero, okay.
Yeah, there's some slight differences because I have pictures up on the graphic. Uh,
Hmm.
that they are very similar. But then Command,
Yeah.
he is wearing a very distinct yellow outfit,
Hmm. Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
has a
yeah.
red
Like
hat now,
him.
but he has the blue hat for Zero and Sterling.
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
the older games, I mean, it's just polygons. So
Hmm. Yeah, he has a red hat and
honestly,
like
it's
a
really just
cat food.
Command. It's really the one time where he looks like distinctly different with his appearance.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, he generally has like the same outfit.
Hmm. Yeah, and I was lazy. I didn't even write anything down for this because I was like, yeah, it's just going to be the usual like pink,
Yeah.
blue, green, whatever.
Yep.
Can't really do
I have
too
one where it's like a bright neon green because fuck it, why not?
nice. Unless you want to make him pink and swap his hat out with a bow to reference Amanda.
I don't. I don't think we change his skin color. Generally speaking, for most characters, I'm largely against changing skin tone
Hmm.
for reasons that are complex. But I mean, granted, it's a frog, and you could.
Hmm.
But I also think sometimes you just keep it simple.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
He's got clothes. His clothes can change.
Oh, shirtless Slippy, just like
It's
Shulk and
not
Sepka.
like Charizard or Ridley, where it's like, okay, you
Hmm.
kind of got to change their skin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mecha Slippy.
Mecha Godzilla.
Okay, there you go. Wrapping it up. Home stage.
Home stage. I have a partial concept. What do you have?
My concept is simple map.
Okay.
In the battle mode for Star Fox Assault, there are 5 simple maps. These maps are unlike the other locations in Star Fox Assault. They're not derived from actual Star Fox areas. They're like test maps almost, like what devs used in the GameCube era to test out the games, like Wind Waker or Sunshine, that you could actively play with action replay if you wanted to hack in and see what they were doing. Um, this is similar to that. So like Block City, but it's like a wireframe background. Floors and walls are all wireframes. A collection of gray, pink, yellow, green, and blue platforms, and they shift and change shape as the battle goes on between kind of loosely the 5 simple map layouts from Assault.
Huh. And these are
Yeah,
actually playable in Assault?
yeah, they are.
Huh.
They are.
All right. Huh. So mine's not that.
Sure.
Mine is actually Aquas.
Hmm.
One of
Nice.
two water planets in Star Fox. And apparently, for some dumb reason, I don't remember which game it is, but I think it might be 64. You go to both water planets back to back in the same when you're doing that route. It's like, what? Why? Why would you do that? That's just stupid. But Aquas
Hmm.
is also in Star Fox Command. And I can't remember if it's in Command or if it's in the other games. But in one of the games, when you're on Aquas, you have a submarine whose name I have forgotten. But there's a submarine that you are piloting for the Star Fox crew. And so I kind of thought, what if you do Aquas, but kind of based as like an underwater version of Corneria? Whereas instead of fighting
Nice.
on top of the Great Fox in the skies of Corneria, or in space around Corneria, whatever the fuck it is, I think it's the skies. You're on that submarine in the underwater of Aquas, fighting
That
out.
would
And
be,
maybe there's the Anglar forces are in the background fighting it out, or there might
yeah,
be other things going on too.
yeah. That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. It's
Yeah.
the Blue Marine, by
Blue
the way.
Marine, thank you. I
Yep.
thought it was something
Yep.
marine. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Hmm. Which is interesting because it's not even blue. It basically just looks like the Great Fox, but you cut it in half.
Yeah, and Aquas. At first, I thought it was, but Aquas is not actually Slippy's home planet. But I do believe it's either where Amanda is from, or it's like where they retire or something. It has some connection to Amanda.
I hate the command lore so
Yeah.
much. It is so shit.
Yeah, it
But
is.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's pretty fucking funny. Having I still have old Slippy. There's his alternate design. There's his alternate design. Old Slippy from the fucking ending where he retires from Star Fox like immediately after Command and has babies with Amanda, and then they show him remembering Fox, and Fox's silhouette is like in the fucking sky, and he's an old person with his grandkid like recalling his times with Star Fox. There you go. Old
Hate it.
Slippy.
Hey, also the Blue
I
Marine
know.
is in Star Fox 64. Just so we are clear with that. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I did, so that part's not Command, but from Command we would be basically taking the Anglar forces and having them be featured.
Yeah. 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 Old Slippy. I'm so glad I remembered that at the last second.
Yeah, and additionally, kind of like how the Great Fox is going right to left, Blue Marine will go left to right. That way, you have that whole mirrored aspect, and it's not going to be the same fucking platform arrangement. It's the
Right.
mirror.
Right. Like not like how Canary is just Sector Z, but in a more interesting backdrop.
Right, but I also mean like how if you look at the Blue Marine, there's that I don't know what to call it, but like the fin on the top of it. I don't want that to be
Mhm.
on the same side that it's on for the Corneria stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
what I
hear
mean.
you. I hear you. Oh, it wasn't Fox's silhouette. It was an R-wing that he remembered in his mind's eye. Okay,
Because he forgot
weird.
what Fox looked like.
And that's sad.
Well, dementia.
Yeah, and Fox and Falco went on to live very dangerous lives as G0 racers.
Jesus Christ. Where they met James McLeod.
Yep. And Crystal became a bounty hunter named Cursed.
Oh, that's so cursed.
That's pretty much that game. That's pretty much that game.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, Miyamoto's like, you don't like that we did a new Star Fox story? Okay. Here's 64 again.
Yup.
Twice actually. 3D and 0. Oh
Star
my
Fox.
god.
Star Fox 64. Star Fox 64 3D. Star Fox 0. These are all the same story.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's like, here's Star Fox on this Super Nintendo. Groundbreaking. Here's Star Fox on the 64. Groundbreaking in its own way. 3D, okay. 0. Here's Star Fox. The Lilac War story if the gameplay were shit.
It should have been the story of James, Peppy, and Pigma. It's in the name. Star Fox Zero.
Nintendo is our whiny little scamps when it comes to telling a story where you kill your heroes. They won't do the James story for that reason, and they totally wussed out on Age of Calamity
Yeah.
for that reason.
God.
But thank God we got old Slippy. And this was your Slippy Toad episode. As far as simple map versus Aquas go, I don't even know. There's such different options, and whatever we do with simple map, I like the idea. I was like, oh, this is interesting and totally offbeat, so I might put it somewhere else.
Yeah, I would say between these, Aquas makes the most sense for Slippy as a home stage, but Simple Map can be its own stage, just like as a don't have a home. Nobody has it as a home stage. It's just a stage.
Right.
It's there.
Or it's like Rob 64's home stage.
Yeah. I don't know how that'd work, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. But there's your Slippy moveset.
There it is. It's done.
There you go.
Slippy Toad. Welcome to Smashtopia. We
slightly more involved than I thought it would be, and slightly more strange than I thought it would be. So cool.
Slippery slide.
I think I've already said the name of my other side special enough.
Yeah, you have.
I had wondered if you would have understood the reference, like if it was like a regional thing, but apparently it's everywhere. So
Oh, okay. I
yeah,
just don't like
good
those two
times.
words together. I think that's weird. It sounds weird.
Well, I didn't say anything then. Anyway,
Okay.
yep. We're so done here.
Yep. What's happening next time? Next time it's a smash or dash. It's our penultimate one of the season, and like always, we like to get a little stupid with the penultimate one.
Oh yeah.
This is where we like to include at least, we throw in a matchup with characters that are not from video games, and then we throw in a matchup that's just like, well, neither of these are ever fucking happening. What? Why? What? Okay. So that's happening next time. Enjoy it or don't. It's really none of my business.
Don't get shy and soak it up like an onion in the jungle.
Okay.
I think that's a tease for everyone.
I'm looking at the four characters, and it's literally a tease for none of them.
Oh, I thought it was, but okay.
Okay. Anyways, that's it. Slippy Toad has been done. Never ask me to do this again. Goodbye.
You won't have to. We'll do another character. Bye.